I'm telling my story from beyond the farm gate, as while I'm on the farm, we're employees and I have no voice. The family farm was settled in 1840. My father was one of 3 sons and I am one of 4. As children we had a wonderful free-range existence, exploring, racing on our ponies for miles. Our world was shattered when bushfires swept through the farm. Dad had gone to fight the fire and Mum, my sister and brother were at home alone. It was terrifying. The mop-up was shocking. Thousands of dead sheep bulldozed into huge pits. Time stood still. The mop-up took weeks, but the real damage was apparent months later. My father had a nervous breakdown, resulting in a hospital admission. This was a taboo subject back then. You didn't talk about it. His illness had no name. His slumped silhouette sitting in the afternoon sun, sobbing, glazed eyes, speechless. The smell of burning grass to this day triggers a deep anxiety within me. My father made it clear there was no place for us girls on the farm. Wool classing was an achievable and affordable goal, so off I went to the Gordon Wool School, travelling as a wool classer around Australia, discovering all its hidden treasures. Working in rural, remote communities, I fell in love with a handsome New South Welshman. We had a long-distance relationship, and 12 months later we were married. We shared common interests in agriculture, horses, working dogs, and between us we'd covered a hell of a lot of country. John had a manager's job on a sheep and cattle station near Scone in New South Wales. We moved into a little demountable cottage on the side of a hill. The nearest tree was 100 yards away. It was as hot as hell. I established my first garden, which to this day has some beautiful shade trees that were given to us as wedding presents. And the she-oaks I carried back from Black Mountain Creek out the back in my saddlebag. We had minimal possessions, but lots of working dogs and horses. All the stock work was done on horseback, as the mountain was steep and heavily timbered. We relocated to another station to the south, high up on the Aberdeen Plateau. Both our daughters were born there. It was beautiful. We bought into my husband's family farm and had great plans to grow a business and one day have a place to call home. We took a leap of faith and John got a job in the open-cut coal mine to fast-track our future plans. This adventure lasted 4.5 years. Then the big dry crept up. The dams were drying up and drought took its toll on all of us. It was destructive and consuming. Fast forward 20-odd years and we've lived in 13 different houses. The girls have been to 6 different schools. We've met lots of wonderful people and had quality family times. Our world was shattered when John was put off from his job. Things turned to shit pretty quickly. We had nowhere to live, no income, and 2 frightened children. There was a grey cloud that fell over John. I felt helpless and overwhelmed, watching my husband struggle to make sense of things. I remember feeling this way after the bushfire, shrouded by smoke. John realised he'd spiralled into a deep depression, and we got medical help. It took a while, and eventually there was laughter, sunshine, and bright future ahead. Mental health and wellbeing is a topic frequently discussed in our household. We often check in with each other. How are you travelling? I've developed a great resilience over the years, but the anxiety associated with some of the events lingers like stale smoke. If I was asked again, what would you change? My answer is nothing. I would follow him up a hollow log if I had to.